Hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss about incident and incident management. So let's get started. So let's talk about incident first. So what is an incident? Incident is something that is called as unexpected event in the organization, or specific to, if you talk about specific to IT. So anything or anything which is unexpectedly causing loss of service or an outage, or any kind of alert you have set it up in the system which tells you that this is some issue with the service is called an incident, right? So in short, if I say what is incident, so incident is unexpected event, right? So so this can be at various levels of a given software. So your software may contain monolithic architecture, or it may have microservice based architecture, right? And since today the softwares are very complex in nature, so it is quite possible that you would be looking at the microservice architecture where you have different services involved, where communications are going on within the services, and then there would be load balancing, there would be other stuff, right? I'll not go into that detail because this video is all about incident and incident management. Yeah. So let's talk about incident management now. What is the importance of incident management? So when you receive an incident, right? So it is important that somebody look at that incident and then also see what are the quick resolutions so that your clients do not face that problem for a longer period of time, and also make sure that whatever the actions we perform as a software engineer or an SRE, it should help software systems in such a way that these similar kind of incidents or issues do not come in future. Yeah. So if we talk about the workflows of incident management, so there would be incident logging, right? So incident log can be done by either by end user, yeah, or it can be either by system. Yeah. So incident has been logged, right? Now once the incident has been logged, it would notify or escalate to people. More generic, they are SREs, right? So this could, this could also be the people of like L1 and L2 support guys, but I'll take as a guy who's more into technical side, and that would be SRE for sure. Yeah. So incident logging has been done, and then the system has notified or escalated to different people. And once it is notified, so guy would acknowledge it. Yeah. So once it acknowledges, then it will categorize the incidents. So this is called incident categorizations, right? So incident categorization is like whether it is catastrophic or whether it is major or it is minor. So once SRE looks at it, understand the system, so he will categorize the incidents, and generally it is like, as I said, right, catastrophic, major, minor. Yeah. So once the incident categorization has been done, then it will prioritize it, right? So once the incident has been categorized, the next stage is like incident to prioritize, and generally these prioritization are P1, P2, P3, and P4. Okay. So this is the incident prioritization. So once the incident prioritization has been done, then actions, you can say steps to resolve. Yeah. And then final is closure. Okay. So once it is closed, right? So generally after closing the incidents, what we perform is that another ceremony which is called postmortem, and postmortem are being performed generally for P1 and P2 issues, right? So why postmortems? So postmortems are basically for making sure that these incidents do not perform, and so basically it categorizes all the it converts all the useful resources to some actionable measures. So your RCA is part of postmortem. Like generally in RCS we follow 5 whys principle, where it talks about all the levels of root cause of the incident, right? And then it also talks about when was incident logged, when it was reported, when SRE or people acknowledged it, and how long it took to close it, right? So you'll get to understand step by step, and you will see builds up. You'll see that how things works, right, for incident, and how well your incident management is. Because once you understand, once you logs those details as part of postmortems, then you can also build a business intelligence charts, and that will be very beneficial for management to see how well your system is, how people are working for incidents, and what actions they can take time to time to minimize the incident response. Yeah. So so if we talk a little bit about postmortem, so let's talk about postmortem. So I'll also give you a template in the description of this video, where you can basically see what kind of things we can include as part of postmortem, and you can also fit in some tools if you want, right? You can design your own template also. But the important fields which we need is about let's say title, description, incident ID, RCAs, timelines, losses, approvals, and maybe 5 whys is best. Yeah. And learnings. Yeah. So so these are the major fields which you can include as part of postmortems. So title of the incident, or maybe you can also have incident priorities or category, right? So you can include title, so title of the incident, title of the description, what went wrong, what was that event, and then you can include incident ID, and then why RCA's 5 whys principle, timelines like when was it reported, yeah, and when was it acknowledged, yeah, and when was it closed, and anything else you want to include as part of timelines, you can include it. Losses, like what loss happened during this P1 incident, for example, right? It could be business loss, it could be some service failures, or some money loss you can include, yeah. And then learnings, right? So learnings are important, because that will help you to make sure that you don't repeat those things again and again, right? So in general terms, so learnings could be like what went well, what went wrong, and what you have learned from this, right, from this incident, and what things you can improve, right? And at the final, approvals. So once you prepare this postmortem, it is also important that somebody review this postmortem and approves it, signs it, that whatever the guy or SRE said, that this is what happened during this P1 incident. So like generally program manager or people who are outside of this incidents understand this whole story and then approves it, and if he feels that something is missing or we should include, teams should include, yeah, so they can take their actions accordingly. So let's talk about incident management and postmortem tooling. So for incident management, I have seen that companies are using PagerDuty as a tool, and for postmortems, companies are generally using Azure DevOps or Jira, where you can manage where you can manage all the ticket-based work items. So that's a good tool to incorporate your postmortems. So whatever the things we have discussed so far, as part of your fields under Postmortem can be incorporated in Jira or Azure DevOps. In PagerDuty also you can do Postmortem, but that is not the one which is having lots of detailing, because it is important that you include all those details in Postmortems and then build business intelligence out of it, because that's a final picture which management should look at it and understand the whole picture, in different, because they want to, because in companies what happens is that there are a lot of different projects acting as interdependent on each other. So like for example, your system or your software is being dependent on some other service which is under a different project. So management at top level, they want to see how your incident response happened for project A, and then how your incident response happened for project B, and if there are any gaps, they will able to understand, and they can get some insights of it, which would help the organization incident response overall. Yep. So hope you like this video, and please do share it with your colleagues and SREs, because they are doing a great job in terms of managing incidents. So definitely this video would help them. Thank you.